Hi guys, welcome back to yet another video. My name is Martin. I'm filming this in my storage unit tonight being Sunday night. I've just gotten back from Rockhampton. My brother and I were up there at the CapriCon festival. It was a festival. There was rides, there was exhibits, there was farm animals, there was pavilions full of things to do. I've never been to Rockhampton before, and it was very different to what I'm used to. The people were absolutely lovely. The people running the event couldn't have been nicer. My brother was a VIP. I was not, but they treated me like I was. So thank you to everyone at Capricorn. You were all fantastic. I even saw a guy, a cosplayer, dressed as Doom 2099. And as soon as he came down the artist alleyway, I jumped up and I took his photo. Yeah, really, really good. Something happened. Something happened though that I want to talk about. Now, I do have some comic books to show off. I didn't buy any comic books while I was at Rockhampton, but some arrived back at the house on Friday. Um, but yeah, something happened, and there was two comic book sellers, and one of them was this really cool vendor by the name of TTB Coins and Collectibles. I think it's TTB Coins and Collectibles. Anyway, I'll find his details and I'll put them in the description of this video. He had a whole lot of slabs. He had some really cool stuff on the wall and a whole lot of raws or semi-raw stuff, not slabbed. Uh, and anyway, I'm going through the slabs and I find a copy of Captain Battle Comics issue 1 from 1941 by Lev Gleason. I never thought I would see Captain Battle Comics in Australia, and it was in the 2.5 grade, and he wanted $740 for it. And I asked him about it, like, oh, I've never seen this before, and he got excited because he realized that I was excited as he was, because he said he's had it in his collection for a fair while now. And he's like, oh, I'm happy to do a trade with you. I told him that I had a table there. He's like, if you want to bring some books over and sign them, that can go to the cost of the book, like defraying the cost of the book. But there was a guy standing next to me. I found out later his name's Daniel. And anyway, I'm talking to the seller. His name's Todd. And for a long while, just talking about the rarity of the book of Captain Battle. And um, uh, I didn't mention the book I'm writing and drawing at the moment actually has Captain Battle in it, because Captain Battle is in the public domain. So I thought it'd be cool to bring him back, and it just felt like serendipitous that the book was there and I had the ability to buy it. But yeah, $740, even like bringing it down to say $600, it's still a lot of money, and it wasn't something that I was prepared to just chuck it on the credit card. Anyway, I said, "Oh, let me have a bit of a think about it. If by the end of the day it's still here, yeah, I'm kind of desperate to get this. So let's make a deal." So I went back to my table, and Daniel, the guy standing next to me, he comes over to me and he's like, "Oh yeah, I told you I'd come over to your table." And he's like, "Yeah, you got some cool stuff." And I was like, "Oh yeah, thanks, Daniel." And he's like, "Check this out." And in his bag, he pulled out Captain Battle Comics issue 1, and I couldn't be upset. I shook his hand. I said, "Congratulations! Obviously you bought it because if you're going to pay $740 for it, you have a love for this book. So you wouldn't just buy it on a whim. You wouldn't buy it to snipe me, someone you don't know." So yeah, I shook his hand. I wished him all the best, and he said, "Oh, Todd did me a deal and he gave me a whole lot of these books, and he brought the cost down to $660. And I was like, that's even better. That's very cool. Congratulations. Congratulations. And so Daniel went on his way and he was happy, and we're mutual friends with someone, and he put it up on Facebook. So I found it, and I told the story to everyone that, Daniel bought this and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, for the rest of the weekend, it didn't upset me, because the way I saw it is that Daniel took out of my hands the moral dilemma of should I buy the book, because that is $660 that goes out of my family's pocket. I could spend that money on electricity or gas or the internet or food, especially food. Um, yeah, and I played around with my wife. I kind of teased her a little bit, saying, "Oh, there's this book." It had already sold by the time I told her about it, and she's like, "Oh, what are you doing? um, you shouldn't be buying this book." She didn't say that, but I could tell from her responses. It's like, "You do what you want." That's what she said. "You do what you want. You do what you think is best." But yeah, the book had already sold by then. And I went over to Todd's table and I was like, "Hey, I'm back. Can I check out that book again?" And he's like, "Oh, look, I'm sorry, mate. The book already sold." And I was like, "Hey, it's okay, it's okay." So that was a bit of a fun story about Capricorn. But yeah, if I could ever find that book again. Now, I've got 4 books here that arrived back at the house. I'll put them into order. The first one is Tarzan, and yes, it is a bit of a booby book, but it is a double-sided cover. So I'll go with this cover here because it's a little bit nicer. Yeah, Tarzan. It's the first issue by Malibu Comics. It's by Matt Wagner and Walt Simonson, or Walter Simonson, as he's written here. And yeah, Jungle Tales by Walter Simonson and Matt Wagner. And let's see. Peter Snuggerjawn and Teddy Christensen. So yeah, some good name creators on here, and yeah, a booby cover and then a not so booby cover. But yeah, Tarzan. Fans of the channel will know that I've recently got into Tarzan, so every time I see it, I pick it up. Next up is this. It is another booby book, so I will kind of cover it up. It is Trouble with Girls, issue 3 by Kamiko. Um, uh, what can I say about this book? It's not what you think it is. It's a spy book with the spy's surname is Girls. Yeah, Trouble with Girls being the spy. And yeah, she's in the pool and she's naked, but I'm kind of covering her up there. There was that. There was issue 3, and there was issue 1. But it is like the cover is just about to fall off. It's a $1 comic book because of that. But it was the first issue. There we go. Lester Girls. What a weird name for a character, and to base the entire book on Lester Girls. Probably not the name I would have suggested. Timothy Girls is even better. A little bit less weird, but that's just my taste. But yeah, The Trouble with Girls, issue 1. But the key issue, I wouldn't even say this is a key issue. It's a cover I thought was cool, and I've seen it before, but I thought I'd pick it up. It's this. It's Thriller with Batgirl and Robin, with Howard Chaykin and Dan Brereton, or Daniel Brereton as he was known at this time. This is issue 1 of 3, just with this really cool cover with Batgirl and Robin. I haven't even had a look at this on the interiors, but yeah, I'm not spoiling anything. Just showing you just how gorgeous this Dan Brereton artwork is. And I thought I would end the video on this beautiful Dan Brereton artwork. I hope you enjoyed the video, the stories of Rockhampton. I'm going to call this my Rocky Rundown video. So I hope you enjoyed the Rocky Rundown video. Please consider liking and subscribing. I am 2 subs away from 800 subscribers, which is mind-blowing for me. I never thought I would get anywhere near 800 subscribers. So I say it as often as I can. All you guys who sub, all you guys and girls, you are all awesome. I appreciate every single one of you. Stay awesome, and I hope to see you at the next one.